Believe it or not, this is the last section for chapter 1. And we have to really talk about, we've been talking about all sorts of things scientists use. Right? We've been talking about the metric system, we've been talking about scientific notation, we've been talking about measurements, and now we're talking about I've done all my measurements, I've done all my labs, I've done all my scientific notation and significant figures. How do I show all my work? And scientists show their work by using data and tables. Data tables and graphs. Data tables and graphs. That's how we're going to show our work. Now, you guys have worked with graphs a little bit in 7th and 8th grade math, but we're going to continue to kind of learn how to graph here. There are a couple graphs that scientists prefer to use. Now, scientists are not flashy people at all, so what you're going to see is the graphs are line graphs, bar graphs, and circle graphs. Other than that, we're not going to use really anything other than that. So really 3 simple graphs. Now, what do these graphs and data tables look like? Well, if we look at just a general data table, it's going to look something like this. This is a data table for weather. How much annual rainfall falls in each of these following cities throughout the course of the year. And you can see here, real quick, just to read a data table, which city has the most rainfall throughout the course of 1 year. It's Tallahassee, Florida. Which city has the least? It'd be San Diego. All right, Tucson coming in a very close second. So here's a data table. If we take a peek at a graph, what is a graph going to look like? Graph's going to look like this, and these are the ones that you are similar to using in math. Now, this is our line. What do we call the steepness of this line? What's the mathematical word for that? The steepness of it is called slope. So the steepness of that line is slope. And we use line graphs because they're helpful in showing us changes in our experiment very easily from a mathematical perspective. The steepness of the line is slope, and slope is equal to rise over run. You've calculated in algebra the slope of lines before. And lastly, let's take a look at what a circle graph would look like. And this is a really fancy circle graph, kind of in 3D. You may call a circle graph a pie graph or pie chart. They're very interchangeable, and this is what they're going to look like. This circle graph, I believe, has to do with the cost or the breakdown of where college students spend their money when they go to college. So you can kind of see a percent. But all in all, graphs are a great way of showing data. And that is what scientists use after you've done all the measurements. After you've done all the scientific notation and sig figs, you are going to use graphs.